this is my introductory video. My name is Kendra. That's my magical name. I've had it for almost 30 years. I started practicing when I was about 14, and I'm 44 now, so yeah, I guess 30 years. Oh, that sounds bad, but anyway, it's a beautiful day here in New Hampshire, so I figured I'd sit outside and have a cigarette and just share with you a little bit about my path. And I do have another channel. It's called, it's under Debbie Boyce, which is my given name, my birth name. And that's more of a homesteading, animals. I do a lot of emergency preparedness and dehydrating. I have some cooking videos on there. My son and I are gluten-free with celiac disease, not because we choose to be gluten-free. I don't know anybody that would choose to not eat gluten because it's just so delicious. So anyway, that's the diet that we have to follow, and if I can share and help people on that path, then I will. And so I figured I'd start a different channel, a pagan channel, for my witchy self. And that way, you know, if the homesteaders don't want to watch it, they can opt out very easily by not coming to the Kinder Maple Crow channel. I never chose a last name until the YouTube channel, and maple trees are one of my favorite, and we have a ton here in New Hampshire. And I have a very high affinity with crows. I love crows. They are my favorite animal. And being here on the farm, we have a lot of crows. So they kind of hover around me. That's a New England thing, though. I don't think it's anything to do with me myself. I think it's just where I live. But I'd like to think they're my totem animal. That would be good. I tried Christianity. I was brought up as a young child Christian, and I lived in Massachusetts, and the people that I went to school with, it was a very ritzy environment, and we weren't up to the status quo as far as dresses and things to wear to church, and they were more concerned with what you were wearing than what we were there for. You know, it was more of a cliquey thing. And it just totally steered me away from the Christian path. I didn't want anything to do with it because, you know, I wanted to be a better person than that and not so catty. So I set out to find another path for myself. And I'm sort of out to my family. It's not real pronounced. I mean, I wear a pentacle, and I have a pentacle tattoo, and my housing is all decorated very witchy, and I have an altar in my bedroom, which I'll show you another time. I have worked with covens. In fact, my very first experience on the pagan path was in Wicca, and I was introduced to Lori Cabot. So I followed her teachings for a while. She's actually the one that said I was a kindred spirit, and that my pagan name, I should take my pagan name as Kendra. So that is how I got my name. There's a lot of people in the area that are just awesome pagans to know. So we have Chris Penzak up here too, and somebody else too, which isn't, they're not as well known as Lady Sabrina. Our Lady of Enchantment, I believe, was the name of her school. I'll have to look back in my records, but she was in Nashua, and I took my degree course from her. And then she's since moved to California, I believe. But anyway, so that's how I got started on the path. I did work with a coven for a while, Keepers of the Sacred Cauldron, based in Milton. It's, you know, it's a 45-minute drive, so unless it's a major Sabbath, I don't usually go over there to be with them. I am still an out-of-court member, but so I guess I'm pretty much solitary at this point. So some other stuff about me. I'm married happily for almost 22 years. I have 4 children, 2 of which are grown. One is in high school. He's a senior. He'll be graduating this year and going off to college. And then I'll have 3 in college. And then I homeschool my 10-year-old, who is in 5th grade. And, I've raised them that they need to choose their own path. I'm not going to force anything down their throat. Like I feel it was done to me. When I was little, my mom made me get up and go to church, and I hated it. Hated it. That was my one morning where I didn't have chores and I could sleep in, and she made me get up at 6 o'clock to go face the jerks at church. So, anyway, I have some shadow work to do on that, obviously. At 44, I've still not resolved it. And I don't have anything against Christians. I live amongst them and celebrate with them. I love to garden. My favorite season is fall. Although I love the spring. I'm appreciating it more this year. I did my Imbolc ritual, and a few days after that, I started hearing the birds in the morning again, and oh, what a welcome sound. I am just ready to get out in my garden and start growing food and flowers and being on the earth and all that stuff. We got, I think 50 inches of snow this year in New Hampshire, which is absolutely crazy. I have never shoveled and snowblowed and plowed so much in my life, and I lived through the storm of 78 in Massachusetts, so I know snow, but this was just crazy. This year, my goal was to share a bit more on my path, maybe to help any brand new witches that are out there. We didn't have the internet. I was one of those kids in high school that walked around with the big blue Raymond Buckland book and was not cool. Now it's kind of cool to be a witch. It wasn't cool when I started, and I lived through some scrutiny, I guess, because of it. That too was a very Christian environment, so I was kind of the oddball, as I am now. I always am. I guess paganism is living on the fringe of society for the most part. It's more mainstream now, but still it's not as mainstream as I'd like to see it. I think Wicca is a good place to start. I think it introduces them to the gods and goddesses and energy work and crystals and herbs and all that stuff. And then from there they can branch off into other forms of paganism that they're comfortable with. I've been watching YouTube for I'd say about a year, maybe a year and a half. And I follow lots of great pagans on here. And I just, I'm so thankful that people take the time to make videos, that I wanted to try to give back a little bit and make my own. So, others have other people to watch too. And if they didn't take the time or think they were good enough to do this, then I wouldn't have all the wonderful people to watch and have added knowledge on my path. So that's why I'm doing this. Anyway, so I'll leave you with that, and I'll link my channel to homesteading and so forth down below if you'd like to check into that. And thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day and a better tomorrow, and blessed be.